You know, I found that many times, and sometimes people you think don't like you. You know, if you take a little time and go to them, you know, you can find out. You know, I tell you what, I hadn't talked about this in a while. There's something I found about. You ever see some people that you like, and you don't know why you like them, but you see some other people you don't really care much about, and you don't know why you don't care much about them.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it. It seems like because some people smile and some people don't smile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you see people that smiles, you think, oh, I really like that person. You don't even
Mm-hmm.
know why. I found it in people's lives.
Their facial expressions.
Exactly. If they seem like they're happy, you think
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty cool cat.
You do.
You know, I like them.
Yeah. I've seen Christian people like that a lot. That they just have like a little giggle as they
Right,
talk to
right.
you. And I was actually talking to this lady at the doctor's office. This has been several years ago. And she lost her husband, lost her son, well, 2 sons.
Yeah.
And she was still yet lifting up the name of Jesus Christ. Yeah. And still yet talking about the Lord and saying how the Lord blessed her.
Yeah.
She wasn't telling how hard she had it. And I said, how'd she do that? And as she was talking, she had a little giggle at the end of her laugh. And I'm sure she was upset, but still yet, she was still holding on to God no matter what.
Yeah.
And she never blamed God on nothing else. She was lifting him up over and over.
Yeah.
And I said, that's amazing.
It is. I mean, I don't know. You know, let's talk about this. All right. Here's a topic that I've shared with a lot of people. Let's talk about forgiveness. Okay. And I've studied a lot on forgiveness because I always try to make sure I stay up against it on forgiveness. I mean, what are some things what do you think about forgiveness? What are your thoughts when we talk about forgiveness?
I think forgiveness, a lot of times it's hard to forgive somebody, but we have to. Mm-hmm. You know, you forgive them, but it ain't all the times that you forget it. And forgetting it and forgetting them is 2 totally different things. You know, you should always watch and you go to a certain limit on how you do things. Mm-hmm. That's the way I've always looked at it. You know, I've had a lot of bad things to happen to me in life, and I would wonder why, and I would just sit back and be patient and not say nothing, because I'm not no big talker about things such as that, or, you know, we're jumping on to somebody. I just leave it alone. And I've noticed once you leave it alone and just pray about it, that God always works it out somehow or another to work out.
Well, and just because you forgive somebody, I don't think you should forget it.
Right.
That's different. Or you know, if you and I met tomorrow, and I turn around doing something, you hit me in the back of the head, I would forgive you. It wouldn't be easy. I forgive you, but next time I seen you, I wouldn't turn my back on you. Okay? Because if I did, I'd be as goofy as I was the first time.
Yeah, you'd be hit again.
I'm thinking, why in the world? So, but you know, forgiveness and forgetting, God can forget, and He'll cast your sins.
He will.
So, but what I'm telling you in our life, I don't think we're supposed to just forget it.
We're not forget. It's as a lesson thing.
Yeah.
Everything in your life happens as a lesson to teach you how to live life.
Right.
That's why you should be out and doing things, you know, and trying to help people. You can help them as overcomers. Mm-hmm. Just like we're doing right here, this will help someone.
Yeah.
It'll help them. It's all for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there's another type of forgiveness I think about, and I've shared this with some people. People can do something to you so bad, or to someone you love so bad. And I've had people share this with me. Man, they said, this one done this to me. And when they shared it, I think, man, alive. Well, but this was my answer. Like, there's a forgiveness that can only come from the Lord through you.
Right.
That God will help you forgive. He's the only one that can do that.
Only one.
And if you'll turn to the Lord and say, Lord, I can't forgive them, but God help me through you to forgive them.
Right.
He can do that. And there's no way to explain that type of forgiveness.
That's right.
And I've seen that so many times. I've seen it in people's lives. I've seen people have battles forgiven. And I said, listen, there's no way I can forgive that. But I'm telling you something. If you'll let the Lord help you.
Right.
If you'll let Him help you, you can forgive them.
You got to pray about it with a good, sincere heart.
Yeah.
And He will.
Yeah. And you got to forgive it. And if you can let it go, still remember it. I'm not saying again, but you can forgive them and then let that go, you know. And sometimes, as I'm sharing with you, people having a bad day,
right?
They'll say things or they'll do things that normally they wouldn't do to you, but maybe something happened in their life and put them in that place.
Right. They are already at the breaking point, and then they just snap.
Exactly.
And they didn't mean to snap, but they did it.
Yeah.
And then later on, they sorry for what they done.
I listened to a guy a while back. I was watching this on the internet. I was watching this. They were interviewing this guy that had killed these people in his home. And he had killed his father-in-law and his mother-in-law and his wife. And his big old boy sitting there, he said, I told them to quit it. And they just wouldn't quit it. He said, so I just went upstairs, and he went through it just as calm, but he wasn't even, he said, no, I wasn't mad. I just did it. I'm thinking, man, people, as you're talking about, can just snap.
They snap.
And shoot, and you don't know sometimes. And there's people, I believe the prisons have a lot of people in them that people just snapped.
They do.
Yeah, just snap, man. All of a sudden, shoot, that's a nightmare. All right, Tom, we talked about some important stuff. Let's talk about one more thing before we finish up. Let's talk about music. Okay, now I know we can say, oh, I love page 192 in the Maroon Hymnal. We can talk about how much we love worship music and all these things. But what music do you like?
I do. I like worship music.
Okay, but now I'm not going to let you out of that completely. All right, I'm going to keep you with it. And if it is, you can lock me down. Say this. But I mean, have you ever listened to anything other than gospel music in your whole life? I
did when high school and all, and before I become a Christian and got transformed over to gospel music, I did. I listened to classic rock.
Classic rock. Do you play any music? Do you play anything? Any instruments or anything?
I can still play a guitar.
Can you? Oh, that's pretty good. Leroy can play guitar, can't he?
He can.
He really can. Man, he can make you play guitar. He can play about anything he picked up.
Yeah, he does. He plays good.
Think about that. I took some lessons one time, but I still ain't no good at it. I'm really interested in that down, down, up, up thing, that strumming type of thing. I never even knew nothing about that.
It's something that you got to really, really want to do with all your heart, and then you can do it.
Right.
It's like when I get started at it, I lose interest.
Right.
So I never could stay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was more of like a talker like we're doing now, and used to be I wasn't. I was real quiet.
Right.
But as time goes on, and I tell them at church, I said, you know, as you get older, you get more malleable. You get more bolder. And
yeah, well, you figure you're old enough to say what you want.
Right. You just don't care. Yeah. You're not ashamed or nothing. And
yeah.
That's what my dad always said. He said, you'll be like me when you get older. And I said, I'll never be like that to where I can talk in front of people. And he said, you will. And like now,
he's a smart man, wasn't he?
It don't bother me. Yeah.
I think about this stuff, man. Well, life's good. I appreciate Tommy. I know he works all the time, stays busy, and I appreciate him coming by and just taking some time and being here with me. And like I said, I've known him for a long time, known his family for a long time, and we've always enjoyed ourselves. And just wanted to say a little something. I knew he had some words on his heart that would help you, encourage you. And that is our goal. That's what Just From the Shed is all about. And we're sitting in the shed, just in the shed, ain't we?
Just in the shed.
I was sharing with time. My mom keeps telling me I ought to straighten up the background, do this and do that. I got some zip wax up here. I got that. I got some rat poison back there too. I got all kinds of stuff in here. 409. I got some stuff that ain't worth nothing. Some stuff with cleaner that ain't no good. I got stuff I've never tried out yet. I bought one of these. You hook it on your pressure washer, and it shoots the bubbles out. It's a foamer. I ain't never used it yet. I've had it about a year now. I'm going to try it, okay? That's one of them late night buys. You ever done that before? I do that sometimes. I buy stuff late
I've
night.
done it before.
I got stuff all in this building I bought late night.
All of it's late night.
late night purchases.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for watching Just From the Shed. Adios.